everybody, and welcome to KM Reviews. I am Niddleman. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to get updated movie reviews every single week. This time I'm reviewing Girl on a Train, which is based on a novel that I never read, so I can't really compare it to the novel, but basically it's about a girl who's on a train, who's been in a divorce. She kind of has a weird history with alcohol and blackouts, and as she's on this train every day, she kind of slowly becomes obsessed with this girl that she has no idea who she is or anything about her, but she always watches her when she goes by on the train, and then something happens to her, and she thinks that she knows what happened. She kind of sees something, but she's not really sure because she's like this drunk girl, and she may be involved herself. She's not really sure, so it kind of turns into this mystery. And what I will say positive about this movie is that the actual storyline did kind of intrigue me. It's one of those movies that during the movie I'm trying to figure out like what's going on, like, oh, I bet this happened. Oh, no, I bet this happened, kind of a thing. So I was engaged with it mentally. Also, the actress who played the cop, I can't remember her name, but there's a cop in the movie. That actress, I really liked her as that character. Now, with that said, though, the acting in this movie was good, but it was also very depressing. It's one of those movies where every single character in the movie looks like they're drunk or they're tired, like they just woke up, or they need to go to bed really bad. Everyone has the dark circles under their eyes. Nobody is happy in this movie whatsoever. Everybody's miserable in this movie, and it kind of soaks onto you and almost makes you not enjoy the movie as much because you're just like, oh, God. You know, like, cheer up, people, fuck. As far as the storytelling itself goes, or the writing of the movie, again, I can't compare this to the book at all because I didn't read it, but the way they do it in the movie is there's kind of like, I want to say 3 or 4 main characters that they jump around between, you know, so it's that style where it'll say someone's name and then show you their perspective of what happens, and then show you someone else's name, show you their perspective of what happens. The problem is there's one girl that they show that every time they go to her, it's like earlier. So it'll be like 6 months ago, this person, 3 months ago, this person. So not only do you have to keep track of each person's story, but also where you are in the timeline. And for some people, I could see that being a little bit confusing because there are some times if you're not really paying attention, you might get kind of confused on when stuff is happening or who it's happening to. So for me, it wasn't a huge issue, but I could definitely see being an issue for some other people. Also, the ending to this movie does have a twist, and I'm not going to give it away. There's no spoilers here, but this twist is really drawn out, whereas I think it would have been much more effective had they condensed a little bit. And what I mean by that is that you know how a lot of times there's a movie and you're watching it. At the very end, there's a twist, and they hit you with all this stuff. Like, remember all this stuff from the movie? Oh, yeah, that's because it actually all led up to this. And you're like, oh, shit. You know, but in this movie, it's drawn out. So it's kind of like they throw you hints at the twist, and people are going to pick up on it at different times. Because for me, at a certain point, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And then like 10 minutes later, the guy in front of me is like, oh. And then like 5 minutes later, the person behind me is like, oh. You know what I mean? So they really spread out this twist, and people might pick up on it at different times. But because they spread it out so much, it's not as impactful because you kind of already get it. And then you kind of start to see, oh, I bet this is going to be what it is. And then it is, and you're like, okay, that's it. Okay, cool, I guess. And then the movie just kind of ends, and it's whatever. You know, it's just another movie, I guess. It's not really bad, but it's not super good or interesting in like any sort of unique way. It's kind of depressing. And so for that reason, I'm going to give this movie a one-night stand. You might enjoy it that first time you watch it. You're never going to want to watch this again, though. So guys, if you read the book, how does this movie compare to the book? Let me know and comment below. Also remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much everything at Niddleman. And stay tuned for more movie reviews if you can handle it. Go.